Made January 6th sound like it was Woodstock. You would be worried if your grandpa was acting like this. No, I'm not joking. You would, right? You'd call up your cousins and you say, "Have you noticed?" So imagine it coming from a guy who wants to be given unchecked power. Tucson, we do not need to see what an older, loonier Donald Trump looks like with no guardrails. We have had enough of arrogance and bumbling and bluster and division. America's ready to turn the page. We're ready for a better story. We are ready for a President Kamala Harris. I warned you, I gotta go ahead and take it. And the good news is, Kamala Harris is ready to do the job. This is a leader who has spent her life fighting on behalf of people who need a voice, who need a champion. Somebody who was raised in the middle class, believes in the values that built this country, worked her way through college in McDonald's, served with distinction in every office she has ever held, who is as prepared for the job as any nominee for president has ever been. And in the White House, she will have an outstanding partner in Governor Tim Walz. Love that dude. Tim's a veteran. He's a teacher. He's a coach. He's a punter. Been a great governor, working with Democrats and Republicans to get stuff done. And I learned the other day, he can take a vintage truck apart and put it back together again, which is just cool. You think Donald Trump can do that? For that matter, do you think Donald Trump has ever changed a tire in his life? He's like having Jeeves change his tire. The point is, I was just picturing. The point is, if you elect Kamala and Tim, they will not be focused on their problems. They will be focused on yours. They understand that too many folks, not just here in Arizona, but across the country, are still struggling to pay the bills. Even though wages are steadily growing, even though inflation is finally slowing, the price of everything from healthcare to housing to groceries, it's still too high. And it hurts. So the question is not whether or not we need to do some things different. The question is, who's really going to do something about it? So what we need to do is to evaluate the plans of the respective candidates. Donald Trump's plan is to give another massive tax cut to billionaires and big corporations. Now, don't come out there. I'm going to break you of this habit. Now, some people, because I'm having conversations around the country with folks as I go campaigning. And I'll hear some people say, well, I remember the economy when those first 2 years with Trump, they were pretty good. And I say, yeah, it was good. Because it was my economy that I did.
There you go.
I had spent the previous 8 years cleaning up the mess that Republicans had left me. So when I handed over the economy to Donald Trump, we had had 75 straight months of job growth. And I said, here you go. And all he did with it was give a tax cut to people who did not need one. And drove up the deficit in the process. And now he wants to do it again. Now, in fairness, his other big economic plan is to slap tariffs on everything from food to TVs. Now, understand a tariff is any imported good, you just slap an extra cost on it. And if some other country's not playing fair in terms of trade, then you use it as a tool in your tool belt. But this is basically a Trump sales tax that could cost the average family almost $4,000 a year. This is not a plan to bring down prices. If you think prices are high now, Donald Trump's message is you ain't seen nothing yet. When it comes to health care, Donald Trump's got one answer, and that is end Obamacare. Get rid of the Affordable Care Act, even though 45 million people rely on it. Couple of weeks ago, this running mate had the nerve, the chutzpah, to say that Donald Trump salvaged the Affordable Care Act. What? Donald Trump spent his entire presidency trying to dismantle it, and he couldn't even do that right. Thanks to John McCain, he didn't do it. And now, 8 years after he was elected, after all the arguments against Obamacare have been proven to be wrong, and even folks who don't like me sure like that insurance, when he was asked about it, he said, well, I have a concept of a plan for how I might replace it. Now, I want you to think about that. Let's say your boss gives you an assignment, says she needs it by Friday. Friday rolls around, your boss says, so did you finish that project I asked for? Well, I haven't actually started, but I do have a concept of a plan. Students here at Arizona, you could try it with your professors. All your papers due, and you just write on a sheet of paper, concept of a plan. You could try it at home. Honey, did you do the dishes? I have a concept of a plan to do the dishes. I haven't done them yet. How's that going to go? If it wouldn't work for you, why should it work for the President of the United States? But the good news is that Kamala Harris does not have concepts of a plan. She has an actual plan to make your life better. So, to bring down the cost of things like groceries, she'll go after corporations that are jacking up prices, just like she went after big banks and for-profit colleges when she was Attorney General in California. And believe me, when Kamala does, nobody's going to want to stand in her way. I've witnessed it. I remember after the home mortgage crisis, Kamala pushed me and my administration harder than any other Attorney General in the country to make sure homeowners got a fair settlement. And it didn't matter that I was a Democrat. She wasn't going to let anything stop her from winning as much relief as possible for the families who deserved it. That's who she is. That's the kind of president Kamala Harris will be. Woo! To lower housing costs, Kamala is going to cut red tape and work with state and local governments, as well as the private sector, to build 3 million new homes. Concrete plans. She'll give first-time homebuyers up to $25,000 to help them with a down payment. Concrete plans. To lower health care costs. Kamala already worked with Joe Biden to take on the drug companies, bring down the cost of insulin, hearing aids, more than 50 prescription drugs. We've been working on that. He knows about them. And as president, Kamala will never stop working to limit out-of-pocket costs and protect your care. Concrete plans. That's who Kamala is. And instead of giving more tax cuts to billionaires and people who don't need them and raising prices on working families, Kamala's going to give a tax cut to 100 million middle class and working people here in America. So, if you're a new parent, you can qualify for a $6,000 tax credit during the first year of your child's life. That will help because raising kids is hard. She wants to make it easier to afford stuff like a crib or a car seat or diapers. You think Donald Trump's ever changed the diaper? Jeeves, what is this?